This is not directed towards anybody in particular. And you know, if you've watched many of my videos, you know I try and stay positive and as positive as I possibly can. I've stopped making videos concentrating on poor black people, what a lot of people call ratchet black people. Welcome to the Shikama Live Show with your host, Shikama. Now, I had a commenter come on to, and this is not just him, this is a lot of people that come onto my channel and say, all black people need to do is work hard. Well, I'm here to tell you, I come from a rich family, wealthy, maids, butlers, chauffeurs, gardeners, chefs, guards, bodyguards. If I wanted to, I could go to my family and say, buy me this. Now they won't do it because they think I'm just as rich as they are, which is not true, unfortunately. Like they proposed, they tried to get in contact when they were breaking their neck to get in contact with me for me to buy 10 houses. And I was just like, unfortunately, that is not how much money I have. And literally, they said, well, how much money do you have? What kind of, that's crazy. These are the problems that I have to deal with. But I'm here to tell you, racism is real. Now, what do I mean? I'm well educated. I've worked in prestigious places. Prestigious. My resume looks like gold. Anybody would want to hire me. I speak several languages. I could be your liaison to several foreign countries. Probably about 50 to 100 foreign countries. I could be your person there, right? With all of that said, I have run into racism time and time again. I have walked into places and they have said, oh, no, I'm sorry, the position is filled. And I've said, I just spoke to you on the phone. The position is filled. Literally, I just got off the phone with you, ma'am, and you told me to come. The job is mine. The position is filled. We have rented out the room. I just got off the phone with you and you told me to come down. Now, is it a possibility that they could have filled a position? Is it a possibility that they could have rented out the room? No, there's no possibility. There's no possibility. I've run into it time and time again. Now, can you prove racism? No, it's one of the hardest things. If we're talking about law, oh, you can go march down the street. You can cry on TV. And I tell you, that stuff does nothing. But if you try and go to a court of law to actually prove racism, you could probably prove that aliens are on the planet in your city right next door to City Hall before you could prove a case of racism. It is hard, and they have made it hard. So don't come onto my channel saying that all black people need to do is just work hard. Now, you might be thinking, well, maybe you're overqualified. For the people who think I'm overqualified, they tell me straight up, you, sir, are overqualified. I would not want to hire you in a million years. Why? Because as soon as you get to working, all I would need to have is some sort of competition, walk through the door, see you, and snatch you right up. And I would have to go through this mess of trying to hire somebody all over again. I have been told point blank I am overqualified. Even I've tried seeking entry-level positions. I've tried seeking management positions. When I seek the management positions, they say you're overqualified. You'll want to own the store if I show you my secrets. That's what overqualified actually means. That literally you should be running your own business doing that. And they suspect that from me. It oozes off of me. But I've worked in 7-Eleven. And they said, we're taking a chance. We know you're overqualified. Is this salary okay? I said, yes, I expected you to say that. Okay. And then within a week, they gave me a raise. I mean, it's nothing big, but it was $1 raise. I mean, in those jobs, isn't that overheard of? But I had nothing to do. I go get jobs because I'm bored sometimes. I know that sounds terrible to a lot of you, But this is my situation versus your situation. My situation is different from yours. Not everybody's the same. But before, I was very like, oh, black people just need to work. Black people just need to get it together. They just need to be professional. And then the racism started happening to me. To me? To me? Yes, that was my reaction. To me? You can't be racist towards me. I could own you. I'm Mr. Snobby. And the very next thing that popped into my head is, if this can happen to me, this can happen to any black person. And probably the lesser black people don't have options. And this is what I'm trying to get to a lot of these people who come in and say, well, black people just need to work. That would be fine if the person in question had other options. What did I say? I said I go to work for fun. I go to work because I'm bored. I don't need the money. As soon as my family starts as soon as my family starts dying off, I mean, I really won't have to work. But I have options. The richer you are, the more options you have. The smarter you are, the more knowledgeable you are. And when I say knowledgeable, knowing things. This is what other people call street smart. Did you know that there's a position across town? Did you know that you can make twice as much working at a factory? That's downtown. Did you know that in the industrial area of the city that there's 500 different job openings? No, that's because you just don't have those options. They explained it to me in one of the unemployment offices. Here's what happens. And they really didn't want me in there. They thought I was just messing with it. But I mean, sometimes in those unemployment offices, they have really high paying jobs. It's amazing, right? They said that the guys are homeless. So now he's homeless. He doesn't have an address. And the police do a lot of stuff that's underhanded, like take IDs, take driver's license. Yes, I've had people tell me this firsthand. Everybody talks, oh, there's good cop. No, I do not believe that there's a good cop at all. No such thing. And one of the commenters on one of the videos that I made said, once they get into the system, by definition, they cannot be good because they cannot do the right thing. We have laws on the books that are wrong. Everybody talks about the liberals and the left and the Democrats are for the common man. It's the liberals and Democrats who are in charge of these cities, and these laws are terrible. I'm not talking about that if you had your discretion that you could look the other way. I mean that the law itself is actually bad. It's actually evil. So then you have a cop. I don't care who he is. I don't care if he's the biggest Christian on this side of the Mason-Dixie line. He can't do the right thing. He can't say this law is evil because he's a cop. He isn't paid to think. He's paid to enforce the law. So you have these men, no home address where they can be contacted, no telephone. This is way back when everybody had a landline. No ID. So now you can't even if you got the job, you can't even go prove that you're a citizen. It's just, what options does that person have? Now we got the Bush phone or Obama phone or the Bill Clinton phone, whoever you want to ascribe it to. We have phones. And they said, well, you could go get a P.O. box. And some of the offices let you use their office as a home address so that stuff can be addressed to you. You can use their fax machine. But not every place is like that. The people definitely don't have options. And can you imagine if on top of all of that, they're black? And that just made me stop. If this can happen to me, Mr. Highfalutin, I had people tell me in interviews, why should I hire you? You're going to take my job. Can you imagine some lesser black person than me trying to go for those jobs? And they don't have options. I don't have to work. We have people who have to work, who have to put food on the table, and that's the only way that they know how. There's a saying, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And what is knowledge? Knowledge is knowing that across town that they're hiring 50 people at $20 an hour. You don't know that? You don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And no amount of going to the unemployment office, because the unemployment office isn't there to help you. They're just doing a government job. Just like the police, they're just doing a government job. There are no good police. The system is corrupt. And it is not a case of, well, we have these successful black people. No, I flip it around and say we have the case of these successful black people in spite of the racism. We should be applauding them and saying, wow, that's fantastic. It's not a case of they just put their nose to the grindstone and succeeded. Stop being so foolish. Just like school isn't one size fits all, medicine, healthcare isn't one size fits all. Hell, a woman's bra isn't one size fits all. So not everything is all black people should do this or all black people should succeed like this guy. No, life is chaotic. There's no law, no rules, and man is even more chaotic. Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show.